episode of Tube Talk.
Wonderful to have you back, Kate.
Thank you.
After your brief absence.
Yes. So, you attended the South Island sale on Monday. Would you like to tell us about that?
I did. I attended with the Waimiri Wonder Matthew Allnut. Went down. It was a really good sale. It was only 61 lots, but it was much higher in quality of horse and pedigree than in previous years, and I think the tail had sort of disappeared. And we bought a Zakinto colt out of Fascinate Me, who is a half sister to Emily Margaret, this season's Wellington Stakes winner and Group 2 winner, Wellington Guineas winner, Group 2 and South Island Filly of the Year. You know, Zakinto, he averaged 95,000 at Book 1 in Karaka, and this horse was a Book 1 quality horse, and he was only 39,000, so he was a really, really good buy. So if you're interested in the share, it's coming up to half of them sold already. So if you're interested in the share in him, do give us a give us an email or give us a call. Cool. He was great value.
Now let's get into last week. So last week, Raposa Rapido won.
Yeah, he did. He's had a really good season and won at Hastings. He sat back, swooped late, won well. We've changed his pattern completely from leading to coming from the back, and it's worked. So he will now go for a spell, and he'll come back next season. And he looks like a horse that'll be quite progressive, and he's very strong in the 1400. And we think he'll get a mile next time. So he's had a great job this season.
Awesome. And we also had a great run by Rakik.
Yeah, very unlucky. Staying race, he got back. There was no speed on. He was 3 wide, pulling hard for most of the race. Still managed to finish it off strong and run third. Only beaten about a length. Any luck at all, I think he would have won, so he'll be a massive chance going forward to his next race on the 11th of May, $125,000 race at Scone.
Cool.
Watch out for him.
Now let's jump into this week. So on Friday at Pukekohe in race 1, we have Top Actress.
Yeah, so she was an unfortunate victim last week of the race that wasn't. So she was at Avondale. They started the race, it was a false start because they left a horse behind, and she actually looked like she was going to lead. And the leader ended up getting beaten in the nose. So she's going forward. Pukekohe this Friday. At this stage, there's only 9 runners in the race field. Christopher Dell on board. It's high weight. She's being sold on the 17th of May. So this is her last or second to last race. But going on her previous run and looking at the field, she's got to be an each way chance.
Awesome. Then on Saturday in Riccarton in race 3, we have Mighty Solomon.
Yeah, great to see the old campaigner back. We gave him a really good spell, which he hadn't had for about 3 years. We gave him sort of 2 months off, and he's back. He's bouncing off the trap. He seems really, really well. We've taken all the gear off him, so he's not wearing blinkers, anything like that. So it's just a starting point again for him, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes fresh. If he races up to his ability, he can certainly win this race. He's had 1 trial going in, but without the gear on, it'll be interesting to see what he does. It's sort of a watch and see race, I think with him. But don't be surprised if he can run very well.
Cool. Then in race 4, also at Riccarton, we have Titanium Jack.
Drawn barrier of 15 of 15 over 1200 metres. He really doesn't like it that wet. Track is about a slow 8, slow 7 now. So he's probably a doubtful starter. It would have to get back into the dead range for him to run. If he does run, he's probably in the right barrier because I think they'll be coming out wide, but he's a doubtful starter.
Then in Terapa in race 5, we have Hazabro.
Yeah, very good 3-year-old staying colt. He was 4th in the Group 2 Championship Stakes last start, finishing strongly. This race is a test for him. He's only rated 65, but he's in an 82, so he's racing 2 grades out of where he should be. So he's 2 grades below, if you like, the quality of horses running against. And it's a test for him. If he can run really well and run in the top 3, then we'll put him on a plane for the Queensland Derby. So it's a test for him, but he can run very well. Mickey Coleman in the saddle, and he carries 54 kilos.
Cool. Then in race 6, we have Shibuya Costerton.
Shibuya Costerton, great name. Yeah, so she's in the listed race. It's actually a race Stephen Marsh has won 4 years in a row. Listed 2-year-old race. We won it with no more tears. It's a strong field, but we think she deserves a crack at black type. Her last start was a very good third coming from well back at Rotorua on a track that was reasonably wet. She should get a better surface on Saturday. She's got a midfield drawer. Trudy Thornton on board. She should be able to sit midfield. It does look a tough ask for her in that there's other horses, I think, that are more experienced than her and have just at this stage they are, I guess, they're more. This is their kind of race, whereas she's still on the way up, and I think we're going to have a very, very good 3-year-old in our hands. But we just think she deserves a crack at black tie before she goes to the paddock.
Cool. Then in race 8 we have Mark 2.
Yeah, very good staying mare. She was Group 2 place last season, ran 5th in the Oaks. We took her to Australia. She won over there. Really good fresh up run over 1200. She doesn't get warm until she gets over a mile and further, and probably a mile and a half is her best go. So she's second up over a mile. Still too short for her, but her work's been excellent, and don't be surprised if she runs a really good race. I think she's a nice place chance at good odds before stepping up to 2000.
Then in Flemington in race 2 we have Sir Pippin.
Sir Pippin, 2 starts in Australia for 2 wins, one of our European imports. Last start he went to a mile, and we thought he might be racing. We thought he might be a little bit too down for it, but he wasn't. He won at Caulfield, so it was a super win. So he's in the same grade, but he goes up significantly in weight. Ethan Brown on board, so claiming he'll carry 59 kilos. He's got an outside barrier draw. He'll get back. Flemington will suit. He's in great form. We're still learning about him. So you've got to say he's an excellent chance. In the back of my mind, because he was a mile and a half winner in England, back of my mind, I keep thinking he's going to need 2,000 metres. He's going to need 2,000 metres. And we might find out on Saturday that he does need the 2,000 metres. He's finishing off but can't quite get there. But in saying that, we thought that last start and he won. So he's got to be a very good each way bet. He's a really, really promising horse.
Awesome. Then in Radwick in race 9 we have Mac 2.
Yes, and I'm going over to watch him. Can't wait. He was a very good second first up in Australia. He drops in weight for this race. It is a slightly higher class, but he's got a better draw, midfield draw. Sam Clipperton on board, who is he's back from Hong Kong in January, so got a good jockey on board. He's improved for his fresh up run, and he's got to be a very good each way chance. I can't believe he's paying $15. He probably should be half that. He's a really good each way chance. Really looking forward to seeing him run. He's a really good horse.
Awesome. Then now it's time for Bet of the Week.
Now, so we got it right 2 weeks ago, but you were here last week, were you, Kate? We got it wrong.
Right.
So we better get it right again.
Okay. So in Tarapa in race 1 we have Duffus Creek. Sorry.
So it's a hurdle race. It's the first hurdle race in the North Island this year. Maiden hurdle race. It's a Duffus Creek. He's a very good horse in the flat. He's won a lot of races on the flat. He's a good stayer. He's racing in the maiden hurdle, so he's racing against non-winners. Kevin Myers trains, who knows how to train jumpers very, very well. Sean Fannin in the saddle. Just looks a great race for him. I mean, he might be short on the toes. He might only be $1.90 or something, but just looks like his race all over. If he can jump at all, he should just win, and win by a big margin. So Duffus Creek is the bet of the week at short odds.
Cool. So that wraps up Tube Talk for this week.
Thank you, Katie, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Level now with a furlong left to go. Now he says go on the mare. She gets about a half length in front of Sol. Restia D'Argent, Moonlight Cloud coming home fast, but it's Black Caviar in front with 100 yards left to go. Here's Restia D'Argent and Moonlight Cloud. He eases up near the line. Here's Moonlight Cloud. It's tight. Black Caviar and Moonlight Cloud in a photo. Black Caviar flashing home down the outside, Moonlight Cloud, as they race towards the line. Oh, she might have just got the